Hey everybody, it's Noah. Welcome to our Zack Snyder's Justice League review. I'm here with Hunter, and we're going to talk about the movie,
Yeah,
all 4 hours of the movie.
yeah. Um,
Um, First question though,
hmm
is Batman better in this movie?
I think he's great in this movie.
Okay, good,
think
good.
he's think he's great.
Finally,
Um, I still feel like he's not good in BVS, and I said it in the BVS debate, which we're not going to spend this whole video talking about Batman. I just want to mention this. I think once
hmm
again is if we get the Batman movie, I might really enjoy BVS Batman. But once again, we don't see that conflict, and we hear about the conflict, but we aren't shown the conflict, which they kind of dive into a little bit in this movie, but we'll save that for later because oh my god, that made me that gave me goosebumps.
What gave you goosebumps?
The nightmare.
Oh yeah, the nightmare timeline Joker scene.
And does he develop well from BVS? Yeah, yeah, he changes a lot. He's
Yeah,
not.
he's for once, Alfred, I'm operating on faith.
Yeah, yeah, he's really good in that movie.
He's gaming all the whole movie though. He is
He's
gaming.
gaming. Um, so his new suit, though, oh man, that new
Reminds you
suit,
of Arkham Knight, right?
yeah, it really does. It reminds me of Arkham Knight with that kind of futuristic look to it. And overall, it might be one of the best Batman suits we've ever gotten. It's really good. Um, you know, I like I said, I really enjoy Batman in this movie, and I'm really glad I enjoyed this character a lot in this movie. He's great. Um,
Real when it's useful.
yeah. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman in this movie is is
Pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. I would say
Not
that
as good as BVS, but she's good.
yeah, for sure, she's good.
Still
Um,
good.
yeah, for sure. The people that she's connected to with the Amazons. Oh man, uh, I
We don't like the
yeah,
Amazons. How
I'm
about that?
sorry.
We don't
Yeah,
like them. We
I
don't like them.
you and Noah brought this point up to me is that people try to argue that they're the Wakanda of DC. No,
No.
no.
No. If anybody's the Wakanda of DC, it's Atlantis, and Atlantis is in both universes. So,
Yeah, I get that they want this to be the Wakanda, but it's not. Doesn't mean it's good.
I mean, like
What?
the only thing that's unique, not unique, but the same about them is that they're hidden from everything.
Yeah. See, the Wakanda are smart and they're
That's it.
technologically advanced. What are
Well,
they?
and then
The
they're just
Amazons?
women with
Oh,
swords and
yeah.
bows and arrows. That's it.
Yup.
That's all it
That are
is.
really dumb and get on my nerves.
No
So okay.
supernatural, no supernatural powers there.
Nope.
I
And
mean, maybe
then
they're stronger than, but you could literally, if people knew where that was, they
oh
would
yeah,
die.
yeah,
They would die.
yeah, yeah. If the
I mean, I don't know
government,
if they would,
not the
people would like
government, but
purposely kill them, but they would probably not want to submit to like the United Nations or anything.
no.
So they'd probably go to war with
Yeah,
normal people,
yeah.
and then normal people would wipe them out, like nuke them or something. It'd be funny.
Which I guess you could say Wonder Woman does something kind of dumb in this movie. The terrorist scene. It was really good until the last part of it, where
Yeah.
she uses what is that even called that she used there? I don't even
She
know.
did the gauntlet
Yeah,
thing where she puts her gauntlets together and then does the big
yeah,
explosion,
yeah.
and it wasn't necessary at
No,
all for that
no,
one guy.
no. It was one guy, and I get it. The dude was a terrorist and an awful human that's killed so many people. I get it, but you know what? You didn't have to do that and destroy the building in the process. Like,
Yeah,
your whole point was, for the terrorists didn't destroy the building. What did you do? You took out a whole wall.
a whole room, not
Yeah.
really a room, like a wall. You're right.
Yes. Yeah. A wall. Yeah. It's just why that was so unnecessary.
I guess they just thought it was, oh yeah, show us powers.
Yes.
But yeah, nitpick. Let's move on.
Yeah. So her
Her
theme
theme in the
though,
movie.
yeah.
What do you? Is it better than BVS? You think? No,
Well, I
maybe.
mean, I would say, well, it's just it's like they touched up her theme, you know. They added that.
We get both.
Yeah.
We get the new one and the old one. It's not
Well,
like you only
did
get the
they?
new
Is
one.
it that they made a new one, or is it just that they added on to the old one?
They probably just added on to the old one.
Yeah.
I think they
Which,
added like a vocal
yeah.
to it.
Which I guess fits with her background, which I don't mind. I mean, I don't know though. I mean, maybe, who knows? For all of that we know, it could be the exact same thing from BVS, and we just don't realize it because they don't play that in BVS. But it's fine. I mean, I like her old theme better. You know, the rock. That's, you know, still
Which is
good.
still in the
Yeah,
movie.
it's still in the movie for sure. Yeah, it's not like it's gone. It's still in the movie, and it's still, you know, catchy as ever, and it fits with her character.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Anything else about Wonder Woman? What she did at
well,
the end though, she decapitated Steppenwolf.
Yeah, and then
She
also
decapitated him. That was cool.
the tension between her and Batman throughout the film is interesting.
Yeah. In the second movie, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a thing. This is another thing that people get mad about on Twitter for no reason, is
Mhm.
that they call it Wonder Bat.
Wonder Bat?
They call it Wonder Bat. That's the ship name between them.
Huh.
Um, Now in the second movie for Justice League, I'm pretty sure they were supposed to become romantically involved, Wonder Woman and Batman.
Yeah.
And you see like a little moment of that in this one where like she accidentally puts almost dropped my controller. She has her hand on the mouse and they're both reaching for the mouse and then a little awkward moment happens
Yeah.
there.
Well, yeah, and then also the way that they look at each other and the kind of flirty way they talk, you know. It's subtle, but it's there, you know. I mean,
Yeah, it's funny because that's exactly how I would act if I was Batman in that situation. Like, yeah, don't worry about it. It happens. It's, the thing that happens.
it's okay. It happens. Um, you know,
Meanwhile, Wonder Woman's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, I didn't mean
I'm
to do that.
sorry."
You know, so Age of Heroes. What do you think about Age of Heroes?
The flashback battle, yes, it
Yes.
was awesome. That's
Yes.
it. It's awesome.
I agree. I agree.
Let me add something to the outline real quick that we should talk about.
Okay.
Uh, the
Cyborg.
cut Green Lantern scene.
Oh, yeah. Cyborg. Let's talk about Cyborg. So this was Cyborg's introduction into the Snyderverse. And, well, is he the best part of the movie?
No.
Debatable. I disagree.
Debatable. No, I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
Superman is. In my opinion, Superman is the
You
best part.
think Superman's the best part of that? That's gonna be okay.
I love his return, and I like how the quotes where he's walking through the ship. I like his suit. I like
Yeah, I love his suit and I love his design,
Flight
but
V2. I like Flight V2 a lot.
I
It's small. It's not
yeah.
like as long as the first
Well,
one, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a subtle nod to it.
it's
You get the same music and all
right.
the
Um,
perfectly done in the movie. Superman.
what do you think about his suit?
Cyborg suit?
Yeah, what do you think about Cyborg's suit?
It's all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a cyborg suit. I mean,
It looks different than a lot of the other cyborg suits, though.
yeah, I guess.
It looks way more alien in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't really mind Cyborg in this movie, but yeah, he's not the best thing about this movie. I don't
There's
know.
not enough box.
Um, and then
Flash.
you know his dad plays a big part in this movie, and
Hunter,
the relationship between the two of them,
your controller disconnect.
I
I'm assuming his controller disconnected.
oh my god, dude,
Did it?
I sat here and talked to myself about Cyborg, about his dad.
Well, oh, okay. So, but wait, people are gonna hear that. So let's just. I mean, I think that his dad was good.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree.
Was he my favorite character? Nah, no. But he's good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good addition.
His dad plays an important role, and they don't just make him, they don't just make him like Superman's dad. He's like, yeah, you be responsible, blah, blah, hide your powers, blah, 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 I'm gonna die now, blah, 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 blah. They they give him some bit of a backstory, and they're like,
I mean, yeah, and then when we were watching this, I was like, well, he does kind of a stupid thing, kind of like the way Superman's dad died. But then when we watched it, all he did was he was heating it so they could track it.
yes,
He knew he couldn't destroy it. He was heating the box so they could track it
yes,
on the map
yeah,
when the guy took it.
yeah, he sacrificed himself, unlike Superman's dad, who was just stubborn and told, no, no, Clark, you don't use your powers, no.
No, you can't come save me.
No,
even
you
though I'm your
can't.
dad.
Yeah, you can't
Can't
do
do it.
that. You can't do that, Clark. God.
No, no, no. Just... All right, Flash.
Okay,
What do you think of Flash?
I think Flash was good in this. I'm gonna be honest. I like Flash. Well, I've never been a big Flash guy personally, just because his power, his super speed wasn't always like, it's I don't
Time
know.
travel.
Yeah, or well, yeah. I don't know. He's like, I guess it's not the most interesting to me, whatever. But in this movie, I think he's good. They basically make him the MCU Spider-Man in this case. He's the young kid.
It's the similar.
Yes.
They don't have the same power.
No,
It's,
no. But I
no.
mean personality-wise, And
Personality-wise, yes. Now, what I think they should have done though is, yes, his dad's in prison, and he goes and he visits his dad. The thing that they do in the MCU, which I think they should have maybe done in the DC EU, is that Batman should have been like sort of a father figure towards Flash whenever he's not going to see his dad. But because then it would have been people would probably have seen it as like, oh yeah, you're copying Spider-Man and Iron Man, but whatever. I think that kind of thing works.
Yeah, I don't really think he's awkward, and I think he's funny throughout the film. I'm gonna be honest. I thought he was funny in
Yeah.
some of the things he said.
I always like to bring a meat snack.
Yeah,
whenever I'm working with dogs.
So I start Monday. When they come off the
People
plane.
hate that scene with when he saves Iris West. People hate that scene.
I don't think I hate it, but it's like it's a
'Cause
little.
they think he's being creepy, even though he's supposed to be like a weird teenager, right?
Yeah, he's a socially awkward teenager that really likes this girl. It's not like he grabbed her chest while time was like he didn't do that.
He didn't kiss her.
No, he
weird.
didn't do
That'd be
anything weird.
All he did was like
Stare at her.
touch your hair
Yeah,
a little bit, and then
yeah. He just kind of stood there. As like, God, she's beautiful. He didn't yeah. I didn't have a problem with that. It's pretty funny when they walk off the jet and he go and the bat signal goes up and he's like, oh, that's the bat signal. That's your thing. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the bat signal. That means we need to go.
That means we have to go now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Or how he has a crush on Wonder Woman throughout the film. That was kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You think she'd go for a younger guy?
Okay.
She's thousands of years old, Barry.
Every guy's
a
younger.
guy.
Yeah, I think he's good in this film, and it made me like Flash a little more. Did it make me like it to the point where I'm going to watch that Flash show? No, but I
No,
will watch the
not
movie.
me neither.
I will watch the Flash movie when it comes out. I will.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll watch it too because Ben Affleck's Batman's going to be in it,
Yes.
or so I've heard. I don't know. People have been like, "Oh yeah, it's just going to be Keaton," and if it's just Keaton, who cares? I mean, we're really
So, what do you think about Flash's
it's
suit?
cool. Flash's suit is the best one he's ever had,
Yeah. Yeah.
in my opinion. But the way the Flash looks in the new Flash movie, though, the Flash movie suit. Have you seen this suit before?
No, I have not. Send it to me, and I'll put it in the video.
It is good, and you also get a look at Keaton's Batman in
Actually, I'll just
the
look it
picture
up.
as well. Just look up the Flash movie
Yeah.
suit.
The Flash movie suit. Oh yeah, looks pretty good. I like it.
Even though I'm not a fan of the spandex. I don't like spandex on the Flash. It's
Yeah,
just he
I don't
does
know.
very competitive ice dancing.
Oh man. All right, so Aquaman. What do you think about Aquaman?
Aquaman.
Because I think we have different opinions on Aquaman in this movie.
I think he's cool.
I I don't like him. He doesn't really
The
do
best
anything.
Aquaman we've had, clearly.
Well,
Like he's his movie like made me like him more. And then when I watched this one, I'm like, yeah, he's cool.
I haven't seen the Aquaman movie, so maybe if I saw the Aquaman
You guys
movie,
better know what you're
but
doing.
I don't know what it is. I There's something about him I'm just
Yeah,
not into.
he's like the way he's treated in this one is he's treated more like how Thor is treated in the Avengers.
Hmm.
Like a big guy with long hair with weapon.
Right.
In Thor's case, a hammer. Aquaman's case, trident. Thor's case, lightning. Aquaman, water.
Which is his only move.
His only move is like he does that one thing with the trident
Yep.
where he just like pushes the guy back.
That's it.
But like he does do one thing where he stabs Steppenwolf at the end with it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's cool.
I think this is a good point to bring up my only real problem with this movie. Is this is a 4-hour movie. So obviously you have a lot of time to develop characters. The first half of this movie is just character development. And let me tell you, I did not care about Aquaman's development. I really did not care.
What do you think of Mara though?
Um
Because this is where like she was supposed to first show up, which she did in Justice League, but
mhm.
eh,
Yeah, it's all right.
eh. And she's in the Aquaman movie too.
Mhm.
And the Aquaman movie, you say that he has only one move, which he kind of does, but in the Aquaman movie, you get some pretty cool trident fights.
Right.
Like
Right.
you know that the people who did those fights actually know what they're doing
Right.
when they made the choreography and stuff.
I don't know what it is about the most of the development in this movie. I just is like it's setting up for the second half of this movie, which the second half of this movie is, oh my god. I
Perfect.
if it's perfect. Second half is phenomenal. The first half is just really slow, you know. It's typical Zack Snyder where you spend a lot of time developing, which is fine. Which is fine.
Yeah, I
I
like
don't
that
hate
about
it.
those movies.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I enjoy that. You know, it's a good development, but then it's 2 hours, you know, where where
But
normally
sometimes it doesn't even feel like that. The first time I watched it, it didn't even feel like 2 hours.
I think it was just certain scenes like where I was like, all right, this has gone on long enough. But like when the Flash was on screen, I was like, yeah, Flash's development is pretty cool. I like Cyborg's development. It was really just Aquaman's development and the stuff with the Amazons. I was like, I don't care, right? I get it.
Well, the thing is with Cyborg though, you actually see his origin,
Yeah.
but the Flash you don't. Aquaman you don't.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Cyborg you see his origin.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Why didn't we see their origin? Oh well.
I don't know.
Maybe it's because we got an Aquaman movie and we're getting a Flash movie, so they're just like, they'll get the development eventually, or the origin story eventually. They're like, yeah, nobody cares enough about Cyborg to give him his own movie. We don't got the budget for that. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad development.
There was supposed to be a Cyborg movie, but they cut it
Oh, they did?
because it was part of the Snyderverse thing, like Ben Affleck's Batman movie. There was supposed to be a Cyborg movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Flash movie was also supposed to be part of the Snyderverse aftermath of Justice League,
Uh-huh.
but then they turned it into their Marvel slate.
You're right. Yeah, they're whole.
And they're like, okay, let's bring back Keaton Batman. You're supposed to get Thomas Wayne Batman in that Flash movie with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who played him
Oh.
in BVS, which would have been perfect. Why? Ugh. That makes me so mad.
Oh man, dude.
Let me show you this fan-made picture that you should put on screen right
Huh.
now in the.
Now, real question here though. Do you think if Zack Snyder never left, because we never explained this, there's two versions of Justice League. The version that we just watched is the Zack Snyder cut. There's another
Hmm.
version by who did that movie? I know it's the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy, but I can't think of his name.
James Gunn.
James Gunn did the directing for that movie. So basically, Zack Snyder's daughter sadly passed away. So
Hmm.
he took some time and he stepped away from the project. They filmed it all, but all what they needed to do was post production. But he wasn't there to oversee it. Blah blah blah, whatever. So they gave it to James Gunn, and James Gunn, man, I've heard some bad things about it. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard some bad things
You heard
about
some bad things about what?
James Gunn's cut,
James Gunn's cut of what?
Justice League.
Oh, he got Justice League?
What?
No. Oh no. Wait. I thought you were asking about Suicide Squad. No,
No,
they gave it to Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon. Josh Whedon.
He did
Okay.
the Avengers movies.
Oh,
James
oh,
Gunn is doing the Suicide Squad. Joss Whedon did the Avengers movies.
okay,
The first two Avengers movies, which
okay.
I really like those movies. They're good because they were just him. It wasn't he was picking up
Yeah, he
after
wasn't.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, can you imagine? Well, because they made that kind of like a more of a Marvel flick, right? More light and
Oh yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of light and funny things about it, I
This
guess.
this
I mean,
movie's kind of dark. Like it's not
but
that. Yeah.
the reason it works with the Avengers though is because they can be funny. Their characters are funnier.
Yeah.
Guy dressed up as the American flag. That's funny.
Yeah, you have
Like, I
Tony
mean,
Stark.
but when you make Batman crack jokes and Superman like laughing about how he wants to die again with Cyborg at the end of the movie, and then you got Flash being racist, and then
What?
you got Flash is racist in the movie, and then you got Wonder Woman. I forget what Wonder Woman does, but there's a lot of stuff that's different
Yeah.
in that movie, but. Uh,
Anyway, well, that's
they
the
don't
other
work as a
hard part
comedy
is
crew,
you.
you know?
Yeah, well, that's the hard part is you already had a movie that was not necessarily dark. Is Justice League isn't that dark of a movie. I mean, there's some dark themes to it, that's for sure, but it's not like, it's not. I wouldn't say it's as dark as other Batman movies or anything like that, or other DC films, but there's some dark themes here, and you can't. And can you imagine? You see all the footage that Zack Snyder worked on, and then you're like, all right, so we're gonna record some of this. But here's the thing. We're going to make it a comedy. Well, not a comedy, but we're going to make it funny. And
I mean, yeah, there's more comedy in this one than there is BVS,
oh, for sure.
but that's probably just because Flash is there. Most of the comedy comes from Flash.
Yeah. Which I think works
Yeah.
well. It's not over the top and it's pretty well grounded. It's not like they have like some big gag that runs for 5 minutes. I think I think what they did comedy. I'm usually not a comedy guy in my superhero films, unless the movie
I
is
think they
specifically tailored to that, like in Deadpool or Shazam, where I think it works. But here I think it works fine.
I think the only side character that Joss Whedon kept in the movie, or only two side characters that Joss Whedon kept in the movie, other than Lois Lane and Alfred, were Barry's dad and Cyborg's dad.
Oh.
I mean, unless you count the Amazons, they're in it too. But
Ah.
but the thing that he does with Cyborg's dad in Justice League, Joss Whedon's Justice League, is that his dad doesn't die.
Oh.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's what's different about it.
So let's talk
And I'm
about
pretty
Superman.
sure. Well, let's hold on a second.
Okay.
Flash's dad, he only goes to see his dad once. Like, remember how he went? Actually, no.
He saw him twice, I think, in this one. Maybe he saw him 3
Oh
times.
yeah. They kept both of those, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they kept it. Okay. Okay, Superman, perfectly done. That's all I have to say about it.
I think I don't like him as much as I did in BVS or Man of Steel. But, he doesn't get much screen time. which is fine. I get it. You know, he's getting his memories back. You know, I get it. Um, and I
Superman.
yeah, I really liked the scene where he fights all of the Justice League. That was cool. That was a great scene. The one thing
Hmm.
that I really didn't like about Superman, which is it's probably just a nitpick, is that he just he goes with Lois back to his house that he grew up in, and he puts on the flannel and he's like, "Oh my God, I remember everything." That's
That's not really what happened.
well, no,
I
no,
made that joke while you were watching it.
but it helps him remember, I guess. But I don't know. I just it's like
The house does.
yeah, the
Lois Lane
house,
does.
Lois
I guess
Lane,
the
the
flannel
house.
did something for him too.
Well, yeah, because he gets this smile on his face and he's looking out at the field. Then they go frolicking in the field like he's 12. God, I don't.
Well, he's just playing with bugs and not really. It was like a butterfly that landed on his hand, and then he looks back at Lois Lane and he's like, "Yeah, I guess she said yes to the ring and
Yeah,
blah 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 blah." And then he's like, "I gotta go save my friends,"
I gotta go save the world. They brought me back for a reason, Mom.
even though in the end it was just Flash that saved everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it in a minute about about Steppenwolf, but the fight between him and Steppenwolf, oh man,
That was so good.
was good.
The fight between him and Steppenwolf.
Agreed. So let's
When
talk
he
about
when he
Steppenwolf.
when he takes off one of Steppenwolf, I don't even what you call it, like a horn or what is that? What is
I,
that thing that he had on his
I
one
would
of
call it a horn. Yeah,
one of
it's
the
like
bones on his head, I guess.
yeah, that was oh my god, dude.
Is
So do
was
you
that
think
his ear?
Steppenwolf's
No, that's
good
not
in
his
this
ear.
film?
Yeah, he's okay. Like you
He's
get the like well he's a lot like how Loki was in Avengers. Because
yeah,
like what Loki does in Avengers is he's actually working for another guy.
yeah,
In this one, he's working for Darkseid because he's like looking for the anti-life equation,
yep.
and you
Which
get the feeling like if he messes up, he's dead already.
yeah,
So
yeah. They basically pulled a Marvel and they showed off these things called Mother Boxes, which are essentially the Infinity Stones. Uh,
not really, not really.
well, it's
The
the same
Infinity
kind of
Stones,
concept
they're
where they needed
MacGuffins, yeah.
yeah. Darkseid needs the MacGuffins. You know, he needs the Mother Boxes. Obviously, they don't do the same thing as the
Well, the thing about Mother Boxes though is that they're weapons that he already has that he uses to corrupt worlds.
yeah.
Infinity Stones, there are only 6 per universe, and if you assemble them, you can destroy the whole universe if you want
Yes.
to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's the exact same concept. I'm just saying that they gotta protect the Mother Boxes. They gotta make sure that Thanos doesn't get the Infinity, whatever. Anyways, so I think Darkseid's good. Not Darkseid. Sorry. I think Steppenwolf's good. The fight between Steppenwolf though and the Justice League. Oh my God, that is one of the best action scenes I have seen in a long time. That
Hmm.
scene is great where it's a constant battle where they're like, oh man, we're basically screwed here, and then
Yeah,
Superman comes
follow
out
me,
of
you
nowhere.
damn aliens.
Yeah, and then Superman comes out of nowhere and Superman just pounds his face in. And you know what,
That entrance
can
scene,
you huh
he's about to like Cyborg is at the boxes trying to pull him apart,
yeah
and Steppenwolf's about to like hit him with the axe. Superman comes in and hits him on the shoulder. He's like not
yeah
impressed, and then he freezes it and destroys it.
yeah dude, it is, man, it's crazy. Great scene. I think the one thing that's not really weird, but just kind of raises some questions for me at least, is like, he starts pounding in on Steppenwolf, but he's hitting him like this is like he killed Lois, like like the way that he's just kind of hitting him in the chest over and over. I get it, Superman's
Well,
upset. He's like, man,
well, if Steppenwolf won, he would have the whole world would
yeah,
have been.
he would have killed Lois, but
would have killed him too, and
Yeah, it would
everybody
have killed
else.
everybody. Yeah.
It's not all about Lois.
Yeah,
Even though,
ask Superman that though.
even though it kind of is.
Yeah, and
You want to get
Superman's
to
eyes.
that? The
Yeah,
time
let's get.
that Cyborg saw the end of everything, and he
Yeah,
saw the future. He saw
that
Wonder
just
Woman's
makes me.
funeral.
That just makes me so disappointed that we didn't get a second. Well, actually, I have a feeling that we're gonna get the Snyderverse back at this point. I really think we will.
Oh yeah.
So, I think we will. Do
Even
you
though Zack
think?
Snyder's with Netflix now.
Do you think that DC and Warner Brothers is dumb enough not to capitalize on this?
Yes, I do. They selected Joss Whedon's Justice League as the canon version, so yes, I think they are stupid enough to not go through with the Snyderverse.
I just think that they thought that people were gonna hate it like they did with BVS.
It's probably what they thought,
But
but
no, this
people
movie
people
did
grew to
great.
like
Yeah.
BVS.
Yeah, I mean, I like BVS a little bit more now that I've seen this. You know,
Yeah, it's a
Batman's.
good
Yeah,
prologue.
it's. I just think that was kind of the problem is you throw Batman into the situation of BVS where you're like where you don't give us a ton of context. Obviously, you give us context throughout the movie, but like we don't see that big conflict, and we see him develop into this good character into Justice League. But
I mean, you see the conflict where he's taking pills and drinking.
yeah, but we don't see the conflict that caused that.
Like,
Besides the suit that
well,
had
the
that
the
that had
conflict that causes that is that he's not doing what he used to do, where he just beats up the criminals. He literally kills them.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably why he drinks and takes pills.
Yeah,
But we're not going to talk about that because that could
no,
last forever.
yeah.
That lasted how long in the
That was nearly an hour.
yeah, nearly an hour of us talking about Batman. Go check that video out.
Yeah, that's a
Nightmare
long one.
scene. Night or actually not the
Oh
nightmare scene.
man.
We'll talk about that in a second. The cut Green Lantern scene
Yeah. So what
with John
I
Stewart.
yeah. So what exactly was going to be in this cut Green Lantern scene? Do we know?
I don't know. I could look it up. By the way, I sent you that Thomas Wayne edit
Oh, did you?
with
Okay.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah. Uh,
Oh yeah.
cut Green Lantern scene was gonna be John Stewart in there. And Zack Snyder actually showed a picture to somebody of it during an interview.
Oh. Why doesn't he just release it on YouTube or something, man?
That's a good point. Might be in the deleted scenes on the Blu-ray.
Oh, well, is Zack Snyder one of those people though that doesn't like to share his deleted scenes?
No, he does. That's what BVS Ultimate Edition is.
Well,
He literally put them in the movie. Okay, here you go. There
well,
it
it's like
is.
with the Nolan trilogy, and the fact is that we have like unused Joker. Well, there was cut Joker scenes, and they just didn't put him in the movie. And he's like, "Yeah, you guys probably will never see him. I don't. If it didn't get in the movie, you guys, it's not good." I was like, "Okay." Okay, let's
All
see
right,
this.
there you go.
Oh. I don't know why that's funny to me, but his giant smile on his face is like, look at what I made.
I mean, yeah, that would have been cool. I don't remember. I don't know if it was. It was probably. Might have been with the scene with Martian Manhunter and the cliffhanger scene. It might have been
Oh
like.
yeah, yeah. Which we'll get to that in a minute.
Or
because
or
first,
it was probably in the nightmare scene. He was probably one of the people with Batman in the nightmare scene. That's probably what it was.
I'm so ready to talk about this. I am. Okay, so
Well, let me stop you before you start
Okay.
talking about Joker. Is the nightmare concept a good idea?
well, I think it is.
You think
I
it
think
is?
it's a good. Yeah, I think it's a
Okay.
good idea. I like I said when we
I
talked about
really like
BVS,
this.
or actually
I
we
really
might have
like
never.
the nightmare stuff.
We actually maybe didn't talk about it in BVS. But the nightmare sequence in BVS, I really like that. It's a great scene.
No.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I like that. This is pretty good. Now in this movie, oh man.
She was my
Okay,
world. You took her from me.
you took her from me. I had no other choice, or whatever he said. Um. Now this movie's nightmare scene. Oh man. So I knew it existed, and I didn't see the nightmare scene before I saw this movie or anything like that. So basically, I heard about this scene where the Joker's in it, and I was like, okay. And at this point, I didn't watch BVS. I still hated BVS like with all of my body. And I was like, oh, okay, so what is he gonna do? He's gonna snap Joker's neck too, or whatever. And no, it's such a good scene because it does build on my opinion on Batman and BVS. Because guess what? He brings up the whole point about him killing Robin. Which do we hear what Robin would have been in this universe?
Uh, well, I always had the theory of Joker actually is Robin.
Uh huh.
That version of the Joker actually is Robin, which
Uh
there's a lot of evidence in the old Suicide Squad movie to support that,
oh.
with like the scars on the shoulders and on the suit in BVS, and then the
Uh huh.
Joker has scars on his shoulder, and then he has the damage tattoo on his forehead. Like it literally says damaged on his forehead.
Oh.
And he's younger, and I don't know. I don't it makes a lot of
See,
sense to
I
me.
don't think so because of what he says in this scene, though. What Joker
Yeah, I
says
know.
in this scene.
Yeah, that he killed Robin.
Yeah, well, he doesn't say that directly, but Batman's like, "Be careful about what you say next." so,
And then he
let's
said
talk.
something about his mom and dad, and he's like, "Best stuff, very
Yeah,
careful."
he's like, yeah, he's like, well, yeah, he's like, you know a lot about people dying, Bruce, or he's like, your
Yeah,
mom,
because
your
Mara was like,
dad.
"I'm gonna kill Superman for what he did to Aquaman," and
Yeah.
then Batman was like, "I'm sorry," and then she's like, "You don't know anything about losing people," which that line, man, are you kidding me? What you would say at the Batman?
Yeah, dude. So let's just talk about what happens in the scene because we keep talking about the effects of the scene and theories and all this. So what happens is that this is after the events of what would have been the second or third movie. I don't know. The timeline's messy because we
Mm.
didn't get a finished whatever. So basically, they are all constantly they can't be out. They can't be out because they're worried about Superman, and they all get to this point where they're going. Well, I don't remember where they were there for Lex, and basically they're having a discussion, and then the camera doesn't pan up yet, and we just hear the Joker's laugh, and
Hmm.
he's sitting there on the car, and he's giving this monologue to Batman. He's like, Bruce, you can join me, is and first of all, this is one of the best Jokers we've ever gotten. Um, it's a good Joker. His costume is great. His direction of his craziness is great, and it's not Suicide Joker, or
Hmm.
Suicide Squad Joker. So
Same
it's
actor.
really, yeah, same actor, but it's not the same direction. Um, and Joker's brings up the point about Robin, and he brings up his mom and dad, and Batman's like, I will kill you, like, don't be mistaken, I'm not afraid to kill you, but we need you. So he's like, but I am not afraid to kill you, which I guess you could argue is bad, but I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I kind of agree with Batman at this point. I with I can't believe I said that about Batman.
Well, that at that point in the timeline of Batman, he's probably seen a lot of destruction of that was caused by him, like
Yeah,
not saving Lois when he was supposed to,
yeah.
and then Superman goes crazy and joins Darkseid, and Batman. At this point, I think he'd be pretty pissed off, and I think
Oh,
he'd
for
want to
sure.
kill. I think he'd want to kill Joker at
Well,
that
yeah,
point
and then we
because
also got to
Joker.
remember that he killed Robin. Like,
Yeah, Joker is the literal reason Robin's dead, and he keeps on talking about it.
yeah, man, it's It's really
Oh,
good, and it
are we gonna ignore the fact Deathstroke is in the scene too?
no, yeah, that raises a lot of questions too because the ending, well, the official ending of this movie, well, what I consider official, I don't
Yeah,
know what was
it was
where
supposed to be. It
basically,
was supposed to be the end of the movie.
yeah, yeah,
Was
where Lex Luthor and Deadshot are, well, so Lex Luthor escapes from Arkham, and then he's on a boat, and then Deadshot comes up and he's like, you know,
Deathstroke.
or Deathstroke, sorry, not Deadshot, Deathstroke, and Deathstroke is like, I want to kill the bat or whatever. He's like, oh, that's good, that's good. He's like, and then he's like, yeah, kill the bat, like I'll pay you for it, whatever. And then
See,
we go into the nightmare sequence where Deathstroke is standing next to Batman.
yeah, and he's like talking to him like they're friends, and like,
Yeah,
what's our next move, Batman? And then like before Batman can say anything, Superman shows up, and it always like I
yeah,
like how these sequences always end with Superman killing everybody,
yeah.
like it is a dream. So
What
I don't
I
know if it actually happens, but like I think that it's alluding to something like that
right,
happening eventually. But let me talk about the Lex Luthor thing. The thing that I like about this is in the Joss Whedon version, you have you have Lex Luthor all like Deathstroke still shows up and everything, but Lex Luthor all he says is like, "Oh yeah, let's make a league of our own. Let's make a different." And then, but in this one, it literally sets up a sequel where he says to Deathstroke, "You have volunteered to kill the Bat, and I
yeah,
will pay you for it." And then Deathstroke is like, "Okay, then we do have something to celebrate."
yeah.
And that sets up the Ben Affleck Batman movie that never happened that I really want.
God,
And another
man,
thing I like about Lex Luthor is like in BVS he's crazy, he's psychotic, and
yeah,
he can't finish sentences. In this he got mental help and he actually is like Lex Luthor now,
yeah. He's the proper Lex Luthor. He's not.
wearing a
Yeah, it
suit,
doesn't.
bald,
Yeah,
all that.
that's at the ending of BVS. That made me excited. Is when I seen a bald Lex Luthor, I was like, "Oh, let's go, boys! It's time." And this movie sets that up really well, and I'm really sad that Warner Brothers is dumb.
However, I don't particularly like Jesse Eisenberg as like bald, calculative Lex Luthor. He just doesn't do it for me. You need kind of like an older guy, like I wouldn't say Patrick Stewart, but like the type of like Kevin Spacey would have been good, I think.
Yeah, that
Even
does
though
not hold
Kevin
up.
Spacey is a little bit of a
Yeah, we can't have that anymore.
somebody like that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
see
saying,
what you
like
mean. Though.
somebody
Yeah,
like him in
yeah,
this
somebody
spot.
that. Yeah, I can agree with that.
But I'm glad it's there.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. He fits well in BVS, but yeah, yeah. Now that you say that, yeah, he doesn't really fit in this movie, does he?
He doesn't, but it's still cool.
Yeah, it's still cool. It's not like it's bad. It's not like you casted Mark Wahlberg as Batman. Can you imagine Mark Wahlberg as
Oh,
Batman?
no. You know Harrison Ford was originally it was going to be Batman in 1989, directed by
Really?
Steven Spielberg. Yeah, that would
Did
have been
not know
cool.
that.
Don't you think? I just think that would have
That
been
would
cool.
be, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Moving on.
Wow. Yeah.
Cliffhanger with Martian Manhunter. The end
Oh
after
man,
the
dude.
nightmare scene.
So right after the nightmare scene, Batman wakes up and he's like, he hears something outside. He goes outside and it's Martian Manhunter, and he's like, he's like, this is only the beginning, Bruce, and blah, 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 whatever. And he's like, my name
I
is
want to
Martian
join the
Manhunter.
team.
Yeah, I want to join the team, and that's where the movie ends. And I'm like, why? Please, Warner Brothers. If it's not clear, I love this movie. I love the second half. The nightmare scene. Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the Flash was all CGI in the nightmare scene. That
Wait,
wasn't
really?
actually Ezra Miller there. That was all CGI.
Oh, that's funny. I would
It's funny.
like to say that something about the nightmare scene's cinematography is just amazing and perfect.
Well, yeah, you're gonna see a lot more of that in Army of the Dead.
Yeah, which is another movie that we're gonna watch. So stay tuned for that because we're not done with Zack Snyder. We have another Zack Snyder movie to watch.
We might watch 300 if we can. We can watch 300, but we'll
I
watch
think it's on
that.
HBO, isn't it?
The sequel is. I know that. Let me look it up.
Or is it? It's probably one of those Hulu movies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Oh man. But yeah,
Okay,
well, time for final thoughts.
do you think that this movie is worth an HBO Max subscription?
Well, so funny enough, guys, I didn't have an HBO Max subscription before this series. I bought a subscription just to watch this movie. Well, that and there was another movie that we thought was still on there, Sherlock Holmes 2, whatever. But this was the big seller for me because I heard great things about this movie, where I heard Moist Critical or Penguin Zero, whatever you guys want to call him, where he hated BVS. He hated it more than I did, and he loves this movie. And I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if people that hate BVS are liking this movie, I'll watch it. And I'm glad I watched it. It's worth an HBO Max subscription. It really is. I mean, yes, it's $15, but you know what? I mean, it's worth it if you want to see it, or you could wait until the Blu-ray comes out if you're still a physical media person like I am. But I mean, it's I think it's worth the subscription, and there's so much good stuff on there. I mean, Space Jam just came out, which I heard is really good. I haven't watched it yet. I mean, there's a lot of good shows on there. Rick and Morty. I've watched a couple great documentaries on HBO. This is more like a review for HBO. But if you don't have HBO, get it. It's worth it. Just try it out for a month. See if you like it. If you don't like it, then you can cancel it. But for all my anime fans out there, you get Crunchyroll in your subscription. So if
Oh,
you're
you
a
do?
fan of anime,
Wait, you do?
you do. Yeah.
Huh.
So, well, all the Crunchyroll shows are on HBO. So, I mean, if you're an anime fan like I am, it's not a bad place to watch it, but it's also you got to be a dub fan. So, I mean, if you're not a fan of dubs, then I guess it's not for you. But I'd say HBO is really worth it, in my opinion.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it.
Yep. So before we go, we
Um,
should give our final thoughts, though.
oh, Final Thoughts, perfect movie. I really like it. It's
It's really
11 out of
good.
10 for me. BVS is 10 out of 10. Man of Steel 9 out of 10. They get
I'm gonna
better
give
every
yeah,
time
I'm gonna give this
for
movie
me.
a 9, just because I have a few small problems with it with the first half. But besides that, I really like this movie. The action is great. The character development is good for the most part, and the nightmare scene really kicks it up a notch in that second half. Man, that final fight, whoo, that's so good. Yeah, it's a good movie. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. We're also getting a Blu-ray version, which I am buying.
Hmm. Me
So
too.
yeah, so if you haven't, go watch it.
Um, yeah.
Yeah,
That's thank you for watching.
yeah. You should also
Go,
subscribe.
yeah, subscribe to the channel. We don't really ask people to subscribe in other videos. These are the only videos that have outros, really.
Yeah, this is it.
Um, yeah, subscribe to the channel if you like. If you've made it this far into I doubt it. I doubt anybody is ever gonna listen to this, but
If you made it this far in the video, just subscribe already. You clearly can put up with us. Or maybe you're just here to write a hate comment about how we're awful reviewers because, we like this movie. I don't know.
I don't think we're
Anyways,
awful. I think we just
I
need to. I
no,
don't
I
know.
feel like I feel like somebody's gonna be in the comments like, you guys have awful opinions about this movie. This movie's awful.
Which is maybe true for them. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's all film is subjective.
yes, exactly.
Subscribe. Bye.
Some people think Citizen Kane is the best movie ever. I disagree with them, but you do you, friend.
Yeah.